everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Shirley, also known as Backttalk, and I usually do anything Disney, but today I will be covering the Warner Bros. Studio Tour Hollywood in Burbank, California. With me today will be my two brothers, Brian, which you've seen in my carnival videos, and my brother Eric, and this will be his first debut. Part of it I could not record, so you will have some pictures, but I will go over overall review and the overall experience. I hope you enjoy this as much as we did, and now let's hear all about it. So first off, you go in. We did buy tickets online. There are different types of tickets. So we bought the studio tour, which is your general one, the most popular one, and that one is starting from $70 for a regular ticket. There is cheaper tickets for kids and for SoCal residents. They also have the classic tour. It's also $70. It's very similar, but they focus mostly on the golden age of classic films around the 1970s. They have the studio tour plus, which is $150. That one has an extra hour of tour guides and includes lunch. And the most expensive, the deluxe tour, which is $300, which is everything I've named so far, plus an additional hour of tour guide and fine dining. And you get a little bit of more access. But yeah, so you walk in. We had ordered our tickets online, so we came in. You come into this room. There's a lot of memorabilia and really fun posters to look at, and memorabilia from the actual shows and the movies. As you saw earlier, Phoebe's guitar from Friends was here, which is very cool. We are big Friends people. Casablanca, that was a little motion I was doing for my brother from Modern Family. They also had these gloves from Million Dollar Baby. So there was just a lot of really cool memorabilia. When we went on a Friday, and you have to book your time. You can buy tickets when you're there, but they do sell out of certain times. So we bought our tickets beforehand. We picked our time, but when we got there, it was really busy and they were behind. So we had to wait extra in this little lobby waiting area. And then once they started, I got into a really long line and we had to wait a little bit longer. So just be ready for that if you go on a busy time, like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There was a lot to do and a lot to see, so it kind of entertained us, and of course my brother had to just destroy everything, quote unquote. So after waiting in this lobby for a while and going through the line, we were sent to another room for waiting, and this is the room where they count off based on how many people fit in a little cart. So you're just here for maybe 5-10 minutes as they're counting people and getting groups together. I got a small picture just so you can see the little segments, and then they send you to another room where you sit down and watch 10 minutes of movie clips and Warner Brothers advertisement while your tour guides come. Then they come and they take you to your little car. These are the little cars. They're really cute. I actually thought they were adorable, and they have seat belts. Although I wasn't sure if we were supposed to put them on or not. It was a little bit unclear. From here, we go to some of their sets that have been used in movies, and I wasn't sure if I was able to film or not. It wasn't really clear when or how you could film or take pictures, so I only tried taking pictures when I saw other people taking pictures. But the nice thing about this one, if you're comparing it to Universal Studios, is that you can actually get off the tram and walk around and see sets. So this is one of the sets. It was from the Gremlins. This is where they find Gizmo, so I was super excited when I saw this. And then the other set that I was excited about was this. This is from Spider-Man, and this is when they do that Spider-Man kiss. So I was like, wow. But yeah, it was really fun. This part of the tour guide, my brothers were not too into. Well, my brother Eric was not that into it because it was a little bit warm. Our tour guide was just not having a day. You know, when you go to work and you're just like not into it. That's kind of how it felt. We still had a nice time, and my brother did like this part, the public school Abbott Elementary from the show. So there are parts that you're just super excited about, but it just depends, I think, on your tour guide, and that's true. Same with Universals. Again, if you're comparing it, depends on how excited or engaging your tour guide is. But there was still a lot of memorabilia to look at, and if you are a movie person like my other brother Brian, then you kind of like the behind the scenes, and we got to go to the Friends studio, which was really exciting. From here, you go to the next part of your tour. So this is no longer guided. This is all individual, and this is a cafe. So if you do get the studio tour plus, this is where you get your lunch, or that was added. We did not do that, so we ended up just getting in line, and picking up a couple of things to eat while my other brother sat down because there was very low tables for us to sit in. You had an express line and a complete menu line. We decided to do a complete menu because we were really hungry from waiting and getting there too early. So there was these kind of packaged snacks that I call airport snacks, where you can just grab it and go. There was these little novelty cookies that were really cute to take pictures of, but I did not get. I don't know, I'm just not a sweet tooth. Let me know if you are. I'm more of a salty. If I see chips, I'll probably go towards the chips and less towards the cookies. But it was still really nice, and the whole theme of the Central Perk was super exciting. They had specialty drinks named after the characters, the Ross, the Chandler, the Phoebe, very cute, and chips. And I actually didn't get these chips, but I was fascinated by them because my goal is to try almost every chip I can. And there was other novelty items that you could buy while you were waiting. They had some hot lunch like pizza and melts. They had some desserts and pastries named after them. Yes, they had the Phoebe Nutella cookie, which we did not get, but I was really excited about. And I was like, yes, I was glad they did it. And here are some of the other drink choices that you have and some of the pastries that you have. It is a little bit expensive, and it does taste a little bit like when you go watch a baseball game. It's my best description of the food. And then this seating area is super adorable, but this is why it was hard to find a table, because it's so adorable. There's a lot of places to take pictures, and a lot of people want to sit down because it was warm. We had the pizza, it was alright. We had the cupcake, it was alright. My brother Eric had one of those airport meals, it was alright. It was just all alright. It's what you expect. It's, again, airport sports food. It does its job, but the tea was really good. I wish I would have gotten more of the tea, but you can't really go out with food or drink, so I had to chug this little tea up. And then of course we also had to take pictures. They had the iconic couch, my brother Eric just staring at the camera, and of course my brother Brian taking some pictures. After taking some pictures and eating, this whole section is dedicated to Friends, and if you really like the show, this was huge. My brother Brian and I are big Friends fans. We watch it every time we're in a hotel. We've seen every episode multiple times, so this was super exciting to see the script, to see the signatures, to see parts of the show. They had different props that they used in the show throughout the store. Of course, they had things for you to buy. Of course they would. But the decorations were just really, really cute. Marcel, so cute. They had a lot of photo ops, but again, there was a lot of people eating because all of the tables are around, so it's kind of hard for me to get footage without just getting people eating and getting in their personal business. So I did my best to just get a little bit of footage for you of all of the different kinds of things that they sold. If you're thinking price-wise, you're comparing it to Universal Studios or Disney, where you're averaging maybe 15 and up for some accessories, 30 and up for some clothing items. The jacket, there was a jean jacket that I really liked, that was like 70, so comparable. They also had outfits from the actual show, and I was amazed at how tiny they were in that show because the mannequins are so small. I'm like, wow, I was super amazed. But yeah, and they had, of course, parts of the show being recorded, but to me it was more the outfits that was exciting, the props from the show that was exciting, these little backdrops that look just like the show, that was exciting. Here's my brother Brian also helping me get some coverage, and again, there's just little knickknacks and things to buy. One of the best parts was right here, which was the Chandler and Joey apartment complex, and you could do different things like do the chairs where they're relaxed and they both sit down and they're like, so here's my brother trying to recreate it, but there was no lever. They also had the foosball table from the show. Well, I don't know if it was the one from the show. It was a really nice quality foosball table, but we waited our turn. We, of course, played a couple rounds. If you don't know this about my family, we are big foosball players. And then moving on, you can go in here with your drinks, but this is a part of the tour that my brother Eric really liked. This was his favorite part because this was more interactive, so you got to go behind the scenes. This is part of the casting, so they try to make it look and feel like you were part of the casting team and part of the writing team when you're sitting down. There was more interactive things here. Since you were not guided, you could take your time and really look at everything. Here you could see different parts of movies and read about the different process that goes to creating a movie. And then you also went into the wardrobe section, section. I think this is one of my favorite parts just because I geeked out over the clothes, especially noticing it and knowing, oh yeah, I know where it's from. So I think this is one of my favorite parts. But here you have clothing or wardrobe from one of the new movies one of the new shows that's coming out. I actually haven't heard of it. But this is the part that I liked. They had the Crazy Rich Asians clothing. Oh my god, I was so excited when I saw this dress. Let me know if you love that movie. I love that movie. I heard a rumor that they're making another one. I really hope they don't, and I know that sounds opposite of what I just said, but I just love the first one. Why open something that is closed and ending and you're just thinking a happy ending, you know? But here is the wedding dress from that movie. I love the wedding scene in that movie when she dips her feet in the water and there's a singer in the background and it's just gorgeous. I will say the dress was not as pretty as the movie, of course, but it was still really cool to see it. And again, I was so shocked at how small these mannequins were because that's how small the actresses and actors are. Here are more dresses, some outfits from Selena, which is super cool, especially that purple iconic one. And these are, of course, wardrobes from the movie, I believe the one with Jennifer Lopez. So that is kind of neat. They also had from the Elvis and Space Jam, which is cool too. But not as cool as Crazy Rich Asians because I'm just a big fan, so it was really exciting. They did have this interaction where you could create your own outfit based on the movie you picked. It was fun. I could see kids really liking this. I liked it for what it was, but I wanted more when I was done with my outfit. I wanted my little doll to be in a movie, but that wasn't the case. But it was still fun. Now, I think this is my favorite part because it is a picture opportunity, and I'm all about those pictures, even though I don't post them. I don't know why I like taking them if I don't post them, but you were able to be in the set, quote unquote, of Friends and take pictures. Of course, you could buy them, but they also took your phone and took some, so we had some really good ones with my brothers. I really like these. They also had more memorabilia. This is from 2.5 Men. They had more skits or playwrights or scripts of Friends, which I thought was really cool. They had some memorabilia of Casablanca and some of the more classic shows. This is the only section that I saw, so I'm curious what the Classic Tour 70 focuses on because it focuses mostly on 1970s, but I didn't see that much of those movies, so I wonder if they go to a completely different set. Possibly, because this is the only section that I saw. It was still really neat, but it was very small. And then from here you transition over to the Big Bang Theory. This is one of my brothers Eric's favorite shows, so this was his time to shine. And again, you got to see some of the wardrobe. We got to sit in those couches. Eric had to sit in his seat, of course. Actually, when we were little, he did have his seat. And then you were able to take some pictures. Some of it you couldn't, some of it you could. They gave you a QR code if you wanted to buy pictures at the end, but because we had our cameras, we decided not to. But yeah, so there was quite a few. There was one by the elevator. Again, here are some wardrobe outfits. And this person or crew member was super nice and giving us direction for pictures. And I kind of wish we would have looked at them and seen them, but I don't know. Our family just doesn't buy pictures. Let me know if you do. I've never bought pictures. Maybe Disney package where the tickets are included with the pictures, like Oogie Boogie, where you just get free pictures. But we never buy pictures at the end of something. I don't know why. But yeah, here's a scene of them eating Wolowitz's outfit. He was my favorite, and I say was because I rewatched the show as an adult. And yeah, some of the things I don't agree with anymore. Some of the jokes are hard to swallow now, but it's still a really nice show. I really like Amy, Dr. Amy, the actress actually being a doctor just makes it, I don't know, just amazing. And then you transition, and there's more picture opportunities. We didn't do this one, but it looked really cool because you could be in the show, kind of, where you are in part of the movie and you get to see some of the movie magic because where's the camera? I don't know, but it's really cool. They had these green screens as well, but we were not allowed to take pictures because they know that we can remove the background really easily. So this is only paying, and that's it. So we said thanks, but no thanks. They had this interaction, which is so fun. Here's me acting like a child. I don't know, anything Harry Potter, anything with movement, call me. But yeah, I was Dobby for a hot second and loved it. I was hoping I could do more with him, but he just didn't move his little hips. He was just not about it yet. I wish I was Creature. Fun fact about me, my favorite Harry Potter character is Creature. But Dobby's cool too. I just feel like he was actually never free. I don't know. That's a different video. They also have this recording in progress thing that was so cool. There was 2 of them, and you got to see how they do screens and sometimes voiceovers, kind of like what I'm doing now. Of course, my setup is not this fancy at all, but it was nice to see how you do it. Like I said, there was only 2 cubicles, so you had to kind of wait, but there was other things to do in this room that were engaging and entertaining, and you got to see some of behind the scenes of how they do different sounds. We took turns deciding who was gonna be this, and we decided Eric was gonna be our actor for this one. So I'm gonna stop talking for a little bit and play a little bit of his recording because he did such a good job in The Matrix.
Get ready to record.
You got this, you got this.
You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Hey-oh.
You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland. Get fired. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Yay, let's give it up for Eric. He did so good. So after this interactive room, you get on a shuttle and you have an option to go to the 3rd option or to stop at the Friends Fountain. Of course, we had to stop at the Friends Fountain. We did a little short. It's on my channel already if you want to look at it. But we also were able to take pictures with our phones, and we got some really cute pictures of us. But that is the real Friends Fountain. So exciting. Then you get on another shuttle for the last part of the tour.
Where we'll have a real Oscar that you'll get to hold. But make sure that's your last stop, however, because once you pass that room, you won't be able to come back inside. We have a ton of props and costumes inside, and we're excited for you to take a look, and you guys can take as many pictures as you want. But we do have one guideline, and that's no touching them, please. Other than that, come on inside and have a good time.
Again, this is the last part of the tour. This is the Harry Potter part and the Justice League part, DC part. I think I'm saying it right. So yeah, this was really nice. Again, it's self-guided, so you just get to take pictures. This part was a lot more wardrobes, a lot more props, a lot more memorabilia, and less interactions, less photo ops, but it was still quite a bit of photo ops. It was still really nice. It felt less crowded. And if you ask my brother Eric, he thinks that we should have started with this instead, and the tour, like with the tram, should have been last, because then you start engaged. Maybe you take the tour, sit down, and then you go and get engaged again, or something like that with the order. I might agree, just so we could get a little pick-me-up to start with versus starting on a low, ending on a high, but maybe that's what they wanted, so I'm not sure. But we did take some pictures here. Brian with some DC. I couldn't tell you who it is. They also had Game of Thrones. So cool. Again, the wardrobe is the thing for me. I don't know. I didn't realize that I was such a big wardrobe person or a costume person, but apparently I am. And I geeked out a little bit over seeing some of these. They also had some movie props, like the eggs from the movie, Dracarys, you know, so cool. And then they had some Batman. I believe he's part of Justice League. Please don't come for me at the comments. But here is his Batmobile and him and somebody next to him. I could predict it's Robin, but I don't want to be wrong, so I'm not gonna predict who it is. Then here you have the Justice League. So you have Jason Momoa's character, Aquaman, and this part is gonna be rough for some of you, me predicting who this is. Wonder Woman, yay! I really like her costume, but it's so short compared to Aquaman. He's covered head to toe, and hers is super short. Then here you have Batman from, I don't know, an X series, very nice. You have Superman. I can't believe I almost forgot. You can see what like movie it is from. You have Flash. Is this Flash? Hopefully it's Flash. It is Flash. Yay! I actually like the Flash from Netflix, and this one, which I don't know. You have this other hero. with the memorabilia. Shazam, that's who it is. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot that. But these are pretty cool. I like the first movie more than the second of it, if I'm being honest. More Aquaman. I did not see the second one, so I really can't speak much about this. And you do have more memorabilia. If you are a big DC, I think this would be a really exciting section for you to explore. And there was a couple of photo opportunities that made it a little more engaging, a little more fun. I am not a big DC person. I'm more of an MCU person, but I heard a rumor that there's gonna be DCU. I don't know if that's real or not. But yeah, so they had this little photo op where you could hold it and it would turn on, which is really, really neat. They had another photo op with the Aquaman stick. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot what it's called. They had this creature, which I'm sure was from the movie, but here's a photo op with my brother pretending to be Aquaman. There you go, very neat. They had more of the wardrobes from Batman, a different kind of Batman. My brothers knew where it was from. I think this is supposed to be Robin. I think I asked them because I was shocked there were shorts. Another Batmobile, a bat ship. Oh my. This part I knew was gonna be rough, but it's very dark in here. It's very interactive. I felt like a lot of the kids actually liked this section and looking at everything. And moving on, yes, to Wizarding World. Something I can actually speak about. We recently went to the Wizarding World experience in Chicago. I do have a video out, and this reminded me of that a little bit. There was interactions. This one was closed, so I have no clue what it is, but I think the book and the magical creatures interacted for somehow, but it was closed. They had the Mordor's map, which I geeked out about because it was from the movie, so that's so exciting. Of course, you saw the car floating. They had this potion section, which I actually liked more than the Harry Potter experience from Chicago. I thought it was more entertaining because you had to follow a recipe. You read the recipe and you had to touch the ingredients based of the order. So yes, it's not super complex, but it was really cute. It felt like you were actually in Snape's class and you were making a potion and you were really, taking your time. And then if you made the potion correctly, then it would turn a color and then it would stir. Look how cool! Yeah, I felt like I was like the potion master. Snape would be so proud. And then you had ingredients around the table. It was kind of hard filming this section because it was really busy. Anything with Harry Potter is so busy. But we got a couple clips trying to not get families or kids in the footage. But it was really difficult. They had more props from the movies. Look, it's the potion book. That is so cool. Some of the jars from the movie. I don't know. I did geek out over some of it. There was one choreography where they just showed you how to do it, but it wasn't really interactive. It was just a video that played and you're just in the background acting it out. They had the cupboards, which is so cool. You got to see what it would be like to be under the stairs as Harry Potter was for most of his life. It was more roomy than I thought. I'm not saying I'm for it, but it was definitely more roomy than I thought. You'll see in a second when we're in there. On the other side, they had this photo op. So while Brian waited in line, Eric and I took advantage and took pictures. It was really, really cute. If you do go, my recommendation would be to make sure you're in the light because all of my pictures were really dark. Eric's pictures came out great, and you can see how he's like, oh no, letters! But yeah. They also had this Dobby that they used in the movie for a placeholder, and they had other props around it, so it gave you something to do while you waited to take a picture. So they had his glasses, the letter, this Privet Drive sign, and finally it was our turn. So here's me in the cupboard. Look how much room I have. I could put a yoga mat and do yoga right next. I don't like yoga, but I could if I wanted to. There's plenty of room. And then this is the interior. They even put his little toys right there. And there was dust for the effect. Then you got sorted. So let's hear what Eric got sorted into.
Shrewd and sharp. Slithery! There's nothing hidden in your head the sorting hat can't see. So try me on. I will tell you where you ought to be. Noble and brave, a strong combination. It can only be Gryffindor!
You're so cute! Sorry for not warning you about the noise and telling you to get your earmuffs, but as you can see after you get sorted, there are these cuties! And I was just too excited and I had to put them crying because they're too cute. And that's pretty much it. At the end, you get to hold a real Oscar, which is kind of nice. It made me take my rings off so I wouldn't scratch it. But it was cool. You got to take pictures with it. You got to see how hefty it was. It was as hefty as you think it would be. Yeah, the heaviness was exactly what you think. We had fun with it, of course. Brian made a whole speech in front of all the other tour goers on how proud he was and how he wanted to thank our parents, and he just went off. He got into the role really well. He's ready for it. And of course, on the way out, can you guess what there is? Yes, a gift shop with all sorts of souvenirs, some stuff with Warner Brothers logos. This reminded me of the actual Warner Brothers stores. Let me know if you were old enough to remember the Warner Brothers stores when they used to be at malls. I have a really small memory of it, but I have seen pictures of us at them and they seem like they were above and beyond. So yeah, as you're checking out the store, let's just do our overall review. Overall, we had a fun time. I think all three of us agreed that we might not do it again unless, of course, one of my friends wants to go or my husband wants to go. My brother Eric doesn't think he would do it again. He thinks that if you are big into Friends, if you're big into Harry Potter, or if you're big into DC, you would love it. If you're not big into any of those three, you might not be that into it. When we are comparing it to Hollywood Studios, because it does remind us a lot of that, right? There's a lot of Harry Potter over there. There's a lot of this kind of merch over there. When you're comparing it price-wise, right now, Universal Studios ticket is from anywhere from $109 on a cheap day. And again, Warner Brothers, all of the prices I gave you were starting prices. If it's busier, then it costs more. So for an extra $30, $40, you can get a whole day at an amusement park. So what we would suggest is if you can swing Universal Studios, go to Universal Studios. But if you've already gone, or maybe amusement parks are not for you, or you want something a little more chill, then this is definitely for you. There is special assistance, so they do allow guide dogs. Just make sure you call ahead of time is what they ask for. They have ASL interpreters, they have wheelchair accommodations, so they do have assistance for anybody who needs it. Overall, we had a really good time. I'm glad I went to with my brothers. We had fun, and on the way out, they were of course promoting Barbie movie, because who wasn't promoting Barbie movie? So you got to take a couple of pictures. You do get to go into the store for free. There is a Starbucks next to it, so if you don't want to do the whole tour and you just want to stop here, get a Starbucks and go to the store, do it. The parking does cost $15, but if you are lucky enough, you can find street parking. Let me know if you enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any questions. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and until next time, adios.